Hi, welcome to PD8, and this introduces you to the subject matter of Holocaust education in the classroom. I had begun teaching a while ago in Orthodox Hasidic day school grades, preschool through 8. I taught there for 2 years as a librarian and a computer teacher before proceeding into the public school system. During that time, I had the very unique honor of developing a Holocaust Memorial Library, which was awarded the status of a PD library by the New Jersey Department of Education. And it was one of the most wonderful experiences of my life. It is important in the classroom that you discuss Holocaust education and never forget that the World War II Holocaust, which means Holocaust meaning total destruction by fire, actually involves many sad, awful circumstances and genocides that have existed in other nations across the globe. And I made the decision to include such instances in the small library that I had developed way back around the year 2000. I learned from my experience there that it is perhaps the best time to engage students in the discussion of Holocaust when they are over the grade of 6. This is probably when they'll engage in the education of world history, perhaps embarking on World War II in grade 7. But I don't believe that children who are in elementary school should be actively discussing these horrible, just awful circumstances, situations, political decisions, and genocide of populations at a young age. Children are not emotionally mature enough to handle these subjects. So what I found initially, just to share with you, there are 2 instances. We're going to deal with World War II Holocaust first. And there are 2 dates that are important to this. One would be 27th of Nisan, and that would be the Hebrew month of Nisan. My name is April, and generally Nisan is translated to mean April. And the 27th of Nisan usually falls at the end of April or early May. So it's never going to be the same day year after year. So that period of time is often a period of time in, I'll just say, New Jersey, when Holocaust studies might be on your curriculum guide. Also, there's an important day that you may opt for, and that would be the International Holocaust Day. And I believe that might have come out of the United Nations, but that's in January. And let me look at my little notepad here. And it is the 27th. Not so sure, but it's in January. So look that up. I don't think it's the 27th. I made some notes here, but it is in the month of January. So we have the 2 dates, periods of time of year, that are usually traditional for studying Holocaust education. Now, oftentimes in the classroom, the memoir, the diary, Anne Frank is used as the standard for studying about the Holocaust. I think there's a better option, and that option would be this. I Am a Star, there's a little glare, by Inge Auerbach. I prefer this book to the Diary of Anne Frank because first, it's manageable in the classroom with short chapters. It's ideal for middle school. So we're talking, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, which is when I really believe that the Holocaust should be studied, and probably has the best effect for better learning in high school. This book is perfectly geared for study in the classroom. It has 8 chapters, right, as you can see. Chapters 1 through 4 give a very detailed and student-friendly introduction, fact-based, date-based, and there are all primary source photographs and illustrations in this book. So they learn about the genesis of the Holocaust in Germany, starting with the Weimar Republic. It explains the establishment of the Weimar Republic. For instance, there are maps, very important, visuals, and there's also poetry written by the author that it all corresponds to events. And I like this chapter, chapter 2, The Roots of Hatred. This would be perfect for a Socratic Seminar, just this chapter, standalone. Then all of a sudden we get to chapter 5, is it? I am right. It begins with her story. She begins the story at age 3, talks about her family and how she was a lone survivor, and pictures of her childhood friends. What I found interesting in this book is that this book was written 40 years ago, and in 1986, and I'm recording this video on August 25 of 2026, very early in the morning, in fact, and so it's 40 years old. Judy Blume is given an acknowledgement in this book, a special acknowledgement, along with another author. It states right here, many thanks go to author Judy Blume and Herman Walk for lending a helping hand. There are many people that assisted the author, Inge Auerbach, with obtaining primary source documents, as I shared, and photographs that correspond to what she's describing as her journey through the Holocaust. For instance, she was at Killesberg in Stuttgart, and there are photographs to detail and show the student what she writes about as experiencing. She went to Turitzen, and there's a lot of different ways of saying the words. Of course, I'm from New Jersey, so I can't get rid of my accent, right? This is a wonderful book for learning, for discovery, for discussion, and for you as a teacher. Even if you're a social studies teacher, this is a perfect book. If you're a general education teacher responsible for social studies, English language arts, this is the book. And if you're an English language arts and or combined ESL teacher, this is a book too, because I like it for the way that it's written in simple sentences. We're not dealing with dialogue. It's informational text, and it's just the best book that I think you can bring into the classroom for a total learning experience. So this is the book, I Am a Star, Child of the Holocaust by Inge Auerbach. Now, I'm going to hold this up so you can see the ISBN number. I believe that you should be able to get this book rather cheaply And in fact, I'm going to try to PDF it and include it and maybe read it, some chapters of it. But if you could find this, it might be in your school library. It might have been purchased many years ago. You can get it. It is in print of Scholastic. So if you write to Scholastic, they might be able to help you out with getting some old copies, or going on to the used book website, or maybe your local library even has a couple copies. Even though it's 40 years old, the value in this book cannot be overstated. So I hope that you'll take advantage of the book that I recommend. But whatever resources and required reading that your district does hand to you, please read ahead of time before giving it to the students, so that you'll be able to have a well thought out discussion, work on the key content vocabulary, terms, and dates. And if you have ESL students, there are going to be many cognates that you can work on. So thank you for watching, and the next time that International Holocaust Day comes around, you can choose the Holocaust from World War II. There's also historical incidences, excuse me, sometimes I stutter, from other nations that I'll be sharing with you, and literature too. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you found this helpful.